Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So today we just got our big 1.4 update announcement, and it's packed with a lot of stuff that's not only interesting but surprising. So let's just jump right into it. So starting off, this is the new content where we get the Vision Wheel is going to go live tomorrow. Maintenance will happen tonight per usual at 8 p.m. PT or midnight. It's expected to last 2 hours. After that, you'll need to download the new update and you'll be able to jump right into it. So the Season 0 Visional Wheel, and these are going to be coming out like every 3 months, and then they have a bunch of them coming at the end. But the first one is going to be the Lunar Oracle. So at dusk, a crimson moon will cast its anomalous light onto the wilderness. The Deviants will gain enhanced stats, while players will experience falling sanity, which must be recovered by defeating enemies. Players also gain increased yield and special crate rewards when their HP is low, so it's going to be risk versus reward. The period for this is going to last January 16th through April 24th, and you will need to start on a new server in order to access this. So essentially all of the existing servers are going to stay the same, and then new ones that roll up will have the option to also include the Lunar Oracle. Some will have it, some won't. This is essentially taking over for the hard mode, so if you're looking for some more difficult content or some just new content, you're going to want to jump into it. Now, if you are stuck in a server right now, no worries. They're going to be giving everybody an exit early card, and I do have a video on my website that basically goes over how to use that so that you can leave the current scenario that you're in and jump right into the Lunar Oracle on day one. So January 16th, it's going to be rolled out in phases. All visional scenarios are going to open for registration. The Lunar Oracle is going to go live on February 13th. They're going to have an exclusive event. Crimson Moon begins, so it says don't miss the chance to get exclusive skins. And then March 13th, the Lunar Oracle gameplay is upgraded as a mysterious shadow appears. So it sounds like we'll be getting a new boss. Then it goes into the Lunar Oracle effects. When outside the territory, it's going to cause you to steadily lose sanity down to a minimum of 20%. It also greatly reduces your sanity recovery rate, requiring you to defeat enemies to recover your sanity. However, Lunacy also grants you a resource acquisition buff that grows stronger as your HP falls. During the Lunar Oracle, you can earn Lunar Whispers, so we get a new currency, which I'm sure everybody's excited for, by defeating enemies and participating in various game modes. When you have the Lunacy, the lower your HP, the more Lunar Whispers you will obtain. And the Lunar Whispers are time limited and they must be used before they expire. So as you start to collect these, the timer is going to start ticking. So you're going to need to use them. If you die, the Crimson Moon will grant you a blessing that protects you from Lunacy during the current Lunar Oracle. So essentially, if you die, you're not going to be able to earn anymore, and you're also going to lose half of the Lunar Whispers you have on you. This is a very similar, if anybody's played Diablo 4, to the way that their Hell Tides work, where essentially during this time frame, you go in, you kill as much stuff as you can, you get these points, and then there's going to be boxes that you can open up with those Whispers in different silos and stuff like that. It says when infected with Lunacy, you'll be able to see the world's true form, allowing you to discover hidden oracle crates and settlements and more deviated plants in the wilderness. However, gathering resources in the wilderness will carry a chance of triggering deviant attacks. So those are those crates that I was basically talking about. For wilderness changes, during the Lunar Oracle, deviants in the wilderness will go berserk, growing more aggressive and dealing increased damage. Unique elite enemies will also appear in settlements, so you're going to want to head out to the settlements when this happens. Oracle crates will appear in settlements and can be unlocked using the Lunar Whispers. These crates come in different grades, each requiring a different amount of Lunar Whispers to open. So again, very similar to Hell Tides for those that have played Diablo 4. In response to the threat posed by Lunar Oracle Deviations, you can enhance your abilities by mixing and matching gear, mods, deviations, dishes, and medicine of different Lunar Oracle genres. Now, we'll probably end up talking about it here, but I did talk about it in a previous post. There is going to be a set of gear that you'll want to use for this. There's also some cradle overrides that you'll want to use for this, and then you can essentially go in and you can create a gear set along with the cradles and stuff, and then you can switch back and forth at nighttime pretty easily so that you don't have to like constantly be swapping in and out of gear. Now, if the Prime War or the Stronghold Conquest is started during the Lunar Oracle, the game mode will also be affected by the Anomalous Vision and Lunacy, and if a Chaos Weaver descends during the Lunar Oracle, the region will be affected by both the Lunar Oracle and the Blizzard or Volcanic Storm, so that's going to be fun for those playing Way of the Winter. In response to the challenge posed by Lunar Oracle Deviations, you can enhance your abilities by mixing and matching gear. We just kind of went over that. So since the current tag for hard mode scenarios offered a somewhat repetitive experience, the original hard modes are going to be discontinued, which we talked about, to cater to players who find visional scenarios too challenging. They're also going to have the regular scenarios available, and then for details on the servers, they give us a link here. So again, to ensure everyone can choose the game mode that's most suitable for them, we'll remove the cooldown for the scenario exit and give everyone a free scenario exit card to start. As we go in, we have the new weapons, which I've talked about in a previous video, but essentially we're going to get the Critical Pulse, which is a crossbow, and that's going to trigger consecutive power surges to generate orb lightning. Now, I did see some leaked footage of this, and it looks like it does shoot pretty fast, so maybe this is still going to be pretty viable. The next thing that we have is the Primal Rage. So this is like an SMG that transforms your hit points into ammunition, so you can basically keep shooting and then your health is going to go down until you reload. So that one is pretty interesting. And then this one looks like a lot of fun. Make everything go boom with an explosive pistol, and someone in the comments explained how this worked to me, but essentially you'll see here he's shooting. It's at 14, and then when you go to reload, it throws the weapon and basically explodes, I guess, the amount of bullets that are left in the weapon, and then reloads it for you. So it's all done through reloading. Now, new armors, they've added the Overload Plants, which are temporarily going to gain unlimited ammunition after dealing Power Surge. So it's a Power Surge item. Then we have the Charmed Mag Top. So fast gunner status, you have a chance of firing extra bullets per shot. The less ammunition in your current magazine, the higher the chance. Now, I don't know what those percentages are, but it does sound pretty good, because especially if you're using this with like the LMG, where you're already firing like a ton of bullets, it gives you a much higher chance of continuously firing. They added the Viper Mask, which is greatly going to increase the range of the unstable bomber, which also deals increased damage proportional to its range. So it sounds like it's an explosion, and it probably, like, the further out that it gets, the less damage that it does. Then they added the new Treacherous Tides set, so this is the one that we'll be using for the Lunar Oracle. The first piece is going to give you weapon damage reduction. The second one, when your HP is below 70, which is going to happen automatically, you're going to gain a buff to weapon and status damage, so you're going to be doing more damage. And then the third piece is going to reduce the effect of sanity on max HP, which is another good thing during these, which will grant a buff to weapon and status damage and increases your sanity as it goes down. And then the fourth piece, which is key to the set, since we're going to be running around on low HP, is that we will gain a shield when our HP is low. They also added some new mods. There's helmet mods, top mods, pant mods, shoe mods, lunar mods. There's a ton of stuff to go over, so I'm not really going to jump into this, but I'll leave a link in the description for you to check it out. There's new seasonal cradle effects. So essentially they've changed up. We're getting Coherence and Void as the new super anomalies. So they've added those back. And then we also have some sections in here for the new Lunar Oracle, where it every 8 seconds at night between 9 and 3 a.m. deviations recover 1 deviant power. So just things like that sprinkled in. Again, I'll leave a link so you can check those out. But we'll probably be putting together a build for Lunar Oracle, and I'll do a video on it, on which cradle overrides you want to do and stuff like that. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel and get the notifications going so you can see when that gets uploaded. Next, we've got combat environment tags. So again, Void Deviants we're going to get, and coherence deviants, which are going to carry a coherence device. While the device is intact, the coherence deviants are invincible. So essentially they're going to have like a little, I think it was a voodoo doll before, over their head. You have to shoot the voodoo doll out. Then once you do that, you can take them out. They were pretty tough, but they did nerf them a little bit. They made the doll a little bit bigger, so it was much easier to shoot. They added a new deviation called the Wish Box. Now this is pretty cool. So there's a Wish Box, is a special territory deviation. So you'll have this in your territory, and by placing it in an isolated securement unit, you can find it in the territory. Wish boxes have a separate storage space that transforms any item placed inside into something else every hour. And then it says, see what wonders the Wish Box can perform. Now, it's probably going to give you something stupid, because that's what they usually do in this game. Whenever there's oh, here, win this, you know, you put it in, it's like, oh, okay, here's a grenade. It's like, oh, thanks, buddy. But we'll get to see. So we'll put this in, and then every hour, essentially, you want to make sure that you throw something random in there. And I don't know if it's going to correlate, like if you put a log in there, it always becomes this, or if you put, you know, iron ore, it becomes that. So we'll have to test and see exactly what it does. Now, the Wish Box can be purchased from the Stellar Planula shop or obtained from the Morphic Crate. And just a reminder, before you leave to go to the new Lunar, make sure you check out the Stellar Planula shop and buy up all of your asterism. And then make sure you also save enough for this so that you can get the Wish Box right away. It says, take note that only the owner can interact with the Wish Box. When the Wish Box is discarded, any items stored inside will be cleared. So we have new Wish Machine prize pools. So this is the one where they switch up the prize pools every like 2 to 3 weeks. So we're going to get Critical Surge, Power Surge, which is going to include Critical Pulse, which was that new one that we got. Conflicting Memories is also going to be there for Shrapnel. And then we're going to get a chance to get those Overload Pants. So I think they want to start us off with one of the new gear sets, or not the new gear sets, but one of the new weapons, so that we can check those out. And then we're also going to get the Blackstone Pants, Gloves, and Mask. Now, if I remember correctly, the Blackstone stuff is used in Way of Winter. So for those playing Way of Winter, this is great. For those that want to play it in the future, this is also great. For those that don't, this might not be the best thing for you. On January 30th, afternoon, the new Wish Machine prize pool will give us the Primal Rage, the Silent Anabasis, which is pretty fun, and then we're also going to get the Charm Mag Tops, Treacherous Tide Helmet, Treacherous Tide Pants, and Treacherous Tide Shoes. So that's another cool one. They're introducing gender conversion. So all you have to do is build a floor mirror in your territory. So just like before, where you would go in and you'd buy a cosmetic token, now you'll go in and you'll buy a gender token, I guess, and then you can swap between. To start off, I think it's only going to be like one Masuko mark. After that, I'm not sure how much it'll cost. I'm going to assume that whatever the price to change your standard cosmetics, it'll probably cost about the same. And this is for people that, you know, chose something and then they go ahead and they buy like some gear and they're like, oh, this gear looks way better on a man or on a female, and they just want to switch it up. Now you'll have the ability to do that. You won't be able to do it on the fly like World of Warcraft or anything, but you will be able to do it, you know, if you have the money to pay for it. So new shop arrivals, gender change metamorphosis token, which we talked about. The new Light Crate Frostblade is coming, which is going to include, it looks like, this new truck that we were looking at. So that's pretty cool. Unfortunately, it is in a Lightforge crate. A lot of people are going to be really happy. This is one of the things that surprised me. The Lightforge loot crate for the Pyroglide is going to return on the 27th. So if you missed out getting the flaming bike, it is coming back. So that's awesome. And that also lets us know that they will be bringing back Lightforge crates in the future. For those that missed out on the car that really wanted it, you'll be able to get it. Next up, we have new Territory Pack Rocky Fun Collection. So this I thought was kind of funny. They're going to sell us rocks. So if you need if you need some rocks. Now I'm not sure, I think it also comes with the log cabin set. If it does, it's worth it. If they're just selling us rocks, then I don't know, but that's going to be coming next week. The Epic Collection set, Party Icon, Epic Collection Theme Pack, Wild Feast, Epic Material Pack. Okay, so this is going to be a new material pack, so we don't have to buy the rocks if we don't want to, but we can. So that looks pretty awesome. I like that. Moving on, there's some snowboard stuff, although we don't really have snowboarding, but I did see some people put together like some half pipes and stuff, but it doesn't look like it rides very well. So it'd be cool if they did give us the ability to, you know, snowboard and ride and stuff like that within the game. Looks like we're also getting some more decorations here. So if you're into like the retro stuff, you'll be able to. If you're down to play some ball, you're getting some basketball gear. So it looks like this is what they're hard at work at, folks. I'm not sure what they're showing here. Oh, are we finally going to get the ability to build like a legit pool? It looks like we may. There's a new spring event. The Spring Festival is just around the corner, bringing many events and gifts. Unlock over 10 cosmetics and furniture items, 2 exclusive deviations, 3 spring festive recipes, all for free. So that's awesome. There's also going to be more than 10,000 Starcrom waiting to be earned. Gather your friends and embark on the lucky moonlit journey. So if it's one of those gather your friends, if you join the Discord down below in the comments, we'll have a bunch of people doing these. So essentially you can jump in on that and, you know, earn some stuff. Highlights: go to Spring's invitation, log in every week to earn cosmetics. So it's going to be one of those weekly login things. The Wild Wish Party, Wishland Party Island has a festive new look for the Spring Festival. Eternal Carnival crates are back, plus a new challenge in Carnival parkour event, so that'll be pretty cool. So it's likely going to be in the Eternal Land like we had before. Wacky racing: spring is in season for laughter and travel. Under the influence of the Lunar Oracle, vehicles in the event seem to move even faster. Gather your friends and embark on an open world racing spree. So it's like they're bringing back the racing event, but you're going to want to do it at night because you can go even faster. So that's really cool. Lunar Oracle Dungeon Challenge: get a quick taster of combat under the influence of the Lunar Oracle. So it seems like dungeons are also going to be affected, which I wasn't sure of. So that is pretty awesome. Spring Festival, lucky painting: collect Spring Festival themed outfits to unlock New Year's paintings, decorate your home, and get Spring Festival lucky bag. So I like when they give us new paintings, so that's another plus. And then daily gifts starting on the first day of the Spring Festival. A new gift unlocks each day, leading up to a grand gift on the day of the Lantern Festival. Invite your friends to join and claim them together. So again, another awesome thing. And one of the things they do with these unlocks every day is usually if you miss a day, there's many more days to go, so you can still end up getting the grand prize even if you don't play every day. So that's pretty cool. Then we go into some optimizations. Bounce: they fix an issue where bounce attacks would target friendly units, and these we've kind of talked about before, so I'm just going to jump around. Kumawink: 25% chance to trigger AoE bounce on hitting up to 3 targets. The bounce damage was 30%. It said they corrected the description. The bounce damage is actually 75%. So that's pretty awesome. It doesn't sound like it really changed anything, but they did upgrade update the description, just so you know. Precision: it was after triggering bounce 6 times, next bullet's bounce damage will be 50%. Again, another description issue. Here it was actually 125. The Pyro Dino, which is a nerf, and we weren't sure what it was going to become. The explosion went from 300% down to 240%, and it says Deviant's attack is determined by the player's PSI intensity. So the damage of the Pyro Dino level 5 is 1200% PSI intensity. So that's good to know that, you know, maybe this nerf isn't as bad as we thought it was, but maybe it is at the higher level. They don't really give us the details. essentially the little jaws I saw, the unstable bomber guaranteed to hit 0.9, which was the 15 bullets. Unstable bomber deals 40% less damage to you. Unstable bomber on a 0.2 second cooldown. Each enemy hit was 20% basically for each of the 0.1 seconds that we had. So now unstable bomber deals 40% less damage to you, 0.2. Each hit on an enemy with unstable bomber increases the unstable damage by 20. For every 0.1 second, increase the unstable bomber damage by 15%. Okay, so it used to be by 10%, because essentially what happened is, comparing this to like the jaws, so the jaws was on 0.3 and it would give you 10% damage per 0.1 second, so you'd be 30% bonus, whereas the little jaws was a straight nerf because the delay went down to 0.2 seconds, so you were losing 10% damage. It looks like they fixed that, so now it's going to be 15% each way. So essentially they fixed the little jaws nerf and now it's just back to normal, so that's a good change. Jumping back down, we have previous for conflicting memories, which is one of the weapons that I believe we're going to get. Shrapnel parts +1 up to 4, now shrapnel parts +1 up to 5, so that's good. The movement speed adjustments, which we've talked about in a previous video, fix an issue where eating the stardust would let players exceed the maximum movement speed. Fix an issue where actual roll speed of the golden wool was between 30 and 100. Speed became too fast. We've increased the roll speed bonus from 10% to 25% instead of 30 to 100. So that was a nerf. All the other stuff seemed to be like they were just bug fixes. So fix an issue where the Stardust Corn Ale's movement speed was only affecting the jump height and now grants sprint plus 20%, so that's good. Change the effect of snow trekking gear and enhance snow trekking gear to no longer stack, which I don't believe it should have to begin with. Stat display and maximum adjustment. They did add a display for sprint speed and roll speed bonuses in the stat panel, so it's good that we're going to be able to see those. They increased the max movement speed bonus from 20 to 30%, increased the maximum sprint speed bonus from 20 to 40%, and reduced the maximum roll speed from 100 to 60%. So I think most people are going to feel like they're moving faster, whereas other people that were exploiting it or they were just like stacking speed and things like that will feel like they're going slower. So overall, for people like me, I think this is going to be a win. Movement speed guide. Movement speed bonuses apply to all movement states. Sprint speed bonuses apply when sprinting. Rolling speed is partly based on your current movement speed. Roll speed increases your initial speed. When rolling, they had the arrow leap adjustments, so they fixed an issue where the movement speed would become too fast after dashing with the arrow leap. Due to the frame rate, you can now hold the roll to increase arrow leap's dash distance by expanding stamina. And then there was some dev notes. They said, we heard your concerns on long-standing issues that have yet to be resolved. We take your feedback seriously. We've conducted an internal review. Moving forward, we will fix combat-related bugs more promptly and ensure timely communication with players through regular announcements. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused previously due to our development schedule and processes. We required some time to address issues reported by players, and we only made announcements after issues have been resolved. We acknowledge that this may have caused communication delays, but from now on, we will include information about identified and confirmed issues in our regular announcements, even if they have not yet been fixed. So increasing the communication, which I've always felt was an issue with Once Human. I love the game, but their communication definitely lacked. So it's good to see that they're moving in this direction. They also said, we've also heard your concerns about spending time and resources on certain items only for them to get nerfed. We understand and appreciate the effort you have put into builds. Moving forward, we will exercise greater caution with balance adjustments, especially for items that require significant time investment. Your responses to the recent codev update showed us how much you care about balance adjustments. In the future, we will communicate more actively with players to share the logic and reasoning behind any adjustments made. So that's another good one. We should see, it sounds like, less nerfs in the future. Teleportation, teleporting back to the campsite, your territory, or your teammates' territory, now share a unified cooldown timer. I thought they always did. Maybe they took that off. Added a new item anti-blockage capsule. When used, it resets the cooldown for teleporting back to a campsite, your territory, or your teammates' territory, allowing you immediate teleportation. This item has a chance of being found in medicine boxes in the wilderness. So this is huge. Already in the last update, if you didn't see it, they decreased the time from 10 minutes to 5 minutes to teleport back. Adding this is really awesome because I think essentially this is going to make the gameplay so much faster, because a lot of times you'll run out to do something and then like it only takes you 5 minutes and then you're like, oh, I'm either stuck for 5 minutes or I got to run back. So I thought the 5-minute change was like good, but this one's even better. The cooldown for teleporting back to your campsite, your territory, your teammate's territory will now be reset after taking part in a public crisis event. Including where does the disco go, the dark side, whatever, they just name them all. So that's awesome, because that's also been a thing for me where like you teleport back to your base to get something so that you can go to the event, and then you go to the event and you're like, oh, now I got to drive home. So I really like that. Added a prompt for when the player gets stuck in a foundation due to network or loading issues. After teleporting back to the territory, the player's position will also automatically be corrected once the loading is complete. So that's happened before where you teleport back and you get stuck somewhere. Social features optimized. They enabled chat between strangers. This is huge. Before, if you wanted to talk to someone, you had to like friend them, wait for their friend request. So now we'll be able to chat between strangers. So I think that's a big W. Added a trade message filter to the world chat channel. Enable the filter to collapse all trade messages and keep your chat box distraction free. So this is something that they said they're going to continuously work on. So that's nice. They optimized the soft body physics of fashion items, changed the standing pose for female characters. So they showed this the other day, where essentially they did a bunch of changes for the female characters to make them look better, stand straighter, their feet look nicer, I guess, if you're into that. So those are some cosmetic options like the stocking fashion and so on and so forth. Combat, they optimize the appearance of the quick switch ammo function, optimize the display of the stat screens. So stats of the same category are now going to be grouped under descriptive subheadings, making it easier to understand which each stat does. So I think that's really nice. Wilderness, they optimize the display quality of some areas, increase the damage of the laser guns, laser beams, added turn signs to some roads. That's cool. Optimized some paths in the Wishland West, optimized the lighting effects, player character in the wilderness, optimized the frequency of weather change alerts. In each scenario, players can also manually set their alert frequency in the settings, because I know a lot of people don't like it when the things pop up. You can actually turn that off, I believe. Adjusted the Chaos Weaver's drop mechanics. Drops can now be collected by moving within 50 meters after they appear. Scenarios, they optimize the server selection process, optimize the scenario recommendations for returning players. The player sign up limit for each server will now be lifted after a certain number of days. So that's pretty awesome. I guess it'll shut down in the beginning to force people to go to other servers, but say you couldn't get in on time, or you have a friend joining later after people have kind of like rolled off, it looks like they're going to be able to get in. So that's cool. Due to the evolutions called Novice being too challenging for new players and Manibus Novice being more suitable and showcasing the game's unique features better, we will discontinue Evolution's Call Novice scenario starting on January 16th. So essentially that's the PvP scenario. You won't be able to join the novice version, which is like the easy mode version. You'll just jump right into the regular one. They added hidden loot crate to securement silos that can be opened with controllers. So this is cool. More loot while going in. Inside the securement silo, mysterious deviations will keep spawning. Defeat them to reveal the hidden loot crate containing mods, weapons, energy links, and Stardust source. So that's cool. Gives us more stuff to do inside the dungeons. Optimize the item transfer process when depositing items into the vault or space-time. Backpack items with the lowest value will be replaced first. So that's big, because when you leave and you go to a new scenario, a lot of times if you have too much stuff in your space-time backpack, it just randomly selects stuff and it goes in for like deletion. So it sounds like whatever has the lowest value will get replaced first, which is great because it's usually like logs. Like I've got a million logs, a million, different ores and stuff. Like get rid of that stuff because I'm never going to transfer it over. So I'm happy with that. Adjusted the appearance of the shadow hinge, Shadow in the main story, players can now check deviation traits details in the backpack. That's cool. Increase the drop rate or the drops of temperature affecting facilities. The glide key can now be customly separated. So I thought they already added that in the last one. Optimize the download center screen. Change the location for using redemption codes to settings account redeem code. So that is going to be different if you win any of the prizes. I'm always giving them out. Again, check the Discord. You'll have to go to a different area to redeem them. There's some bug fixes, which we're not really going to go over. I'll leave a link in the description, but that's basically it. So what do you guys think? What are you most excited for? You can already tell me it's going to be this bike if you're into loot crates. But I think overall I'm very happy with this. We really have to see how the Lunar Oracle pans out, whether it's going to be enough for us to continue playing, or if it's time to put it down until custom servers come. But let me know down below what you think. Let me know what you're excited for with custom servers. And if you're into this content, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like, leave a comment down below. It helps with the algorithm. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.